Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome back to another video, and I've not done one of these for a while. In fact, I haven't done one of these in the last two offices that I had, which is a bit of a shame because I kind of enjoy myself to go back and look and see like kind of setups and stuff that I did have. Luckily I got pictures and things. I can't remember the one a few offices ago, which is a bit of a shame. But there you have it. So I figured I should probably do one now, although I'm not expecting to change this one. Whereas there's kind of an assumption that the other ones may well be changed. But yeah, anyway, I thought we'd do that, and I thought that might be quite an interesting thing to do. A couple of bits to talk about as well, nothing major, and then yeah, we'll go from there and show off some of the bits that I've accumulated over the many years now, and a lot of which if you've watched these previous videos, you would have seen them in abundance. Like this will be like the maybe fourth or fifth time you may have seen them, because yeah, they've been around with me for quite a while now, which is actually really nice, because I don't know if a lot of people are in the same boat as me, but I don't have really anything in terms of like toys and games and stuff from when I was younger. You know, for whatever reason, it didn't stay. Either your parents giving it away, or you handed it down to your younger siblings potentially, or some of the stuff came with you, and in my case anything that was worth anything was sold off when I was at university, basically, unfortunately. So yeah, kind of miss out that way, one way or the other. But you know, now in a way you get to build that back up, which is quite nice. I'll talk through some of that as we come across them. And yeah, like I'm very fortunate nowadays to be able to not have an expectation that I won't be able to keep the stuff that I have. So yeah, that's a bit of a step change, I suppose. And I will turn the camera around so that you can follow me, and I will talk through. I realise this is probably going to be quite a long video, but they all are. So I have my rowing machine, which I've had for several years now. I actually had a water rower during COVID, during the lockdown bits, and I now have a Concept 2, which on balance is much better, mainly because they don't leak. The water rower did leak, but there you go. Oh, you have to live and learn these things. I've got my Donatello bow staff, which I've had for a very long time now, and it's not taken too much damage over the many evenings of crime fighting that's been going on. So that's good to see. These canvases you will probably have seen before. I don't think I'll touch on everything, with just a few things here and there. Is there anything over here worthwhile talking about? Got lots of stuff in my cupboards, all in like boxes, labelled up, mainly cables, mostly cables. And then we have this print that I got, which is actually really nice. It is of course, the original Pokemon. I presume it's probably yellow because it's got Pikachu there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. And this is off Cinnabar Island with Missing No, and Blaine is there in the background with Magmar in his gym, which is pretty neat, really. Over here I have my workbench. So most recently I disassembled PlayStation 3 here to clean it out, one of the original ones, in fact the one I've been playing Kessen 2 on. So wasn't quite as bad as I thought it might be. I did mention in one of the last videos that I would show the Pocket 3. So this is what it looks like, for those of you who have not seen it before. And it's actually really quite handy when it turns around. So there you go, you can see me holding the camera in the camera, inception. But yeah, it's like on its little gimbal. I've got a filter on there at the minute, a ND filter, I think it is. Is that the ND filter? Yeah. And as you can see, it will tuck itself away quite nicely. Good handheld. It's got a wrist strap as well. And yeah, like you can film landscape, portrait, obviously depending on what kind of videos you want to make. But yeah, it's really neat actually, and quite pocketable as well, and comes with this little case for it to go in. So there you go, keep it mostly protected. I also have a screen protector on the screen, obviously, as well. So that's quite nice. So this is just a adjustable desk, goes up and down. Got my light for inspection purposes and toolkits soldering iron and stuff is in my little cabinet thing down there. And I don't know what else there is to say. Got my Starfield box from the special Constellation edition, and my Pip-Boy box as well, that now I actually keep this in just to do some like camera storage, mainly because it's quite nice to give it like a functional purpose, which is cool. And then I do also have this, which is a Nuka. Is it a Nuka? A Nuke from Fallout. Unfortunately, it came damaged, so I had to glue it back together. So it's a little bit fragile, so I try not to touch that if I can at all help it. And now I have my usual setup. You see these in the background of my videos, and I don't think there's maybe one or two things in here that's new that I may not have spoken about previously. There's the Pip-Boy, I've had that for some years now. I've got this little knight bobblehead. I think I got it from Warwick Castle actually. Problem is, the base is too light, and if you flick the top, the base starts to wobble and it goes everywhere. So at some point I was planning on actually thingying, boring it out, that's it, and putting some coins or something like 2p coins in there or something, or a stone or anything really, just to try and add some weight to the bottom. And then we have the many older graphics cards, most of which still work, which is good. And we do also have this nice fellow here, VV from Final Fantasy IX. This was a promotional plushie that they gave with the original copies of Final Fantasy IX. I may have shown this off before actually, but yeah, just a very cool thing to have. Not something I would have been able to have gotten back in the day, purely because they only released them in Japan. So yep, amazing things you can find on eBay. And then my usual collection of toys and things, action figures, some of which I had as a kid, some of which are similar to what I had as a kid. Obviously didn't have the amiibos. And then we have my books, PC games that I've been collecting. I know there's no real point in them nowadays, but I think it's quite cool to have the big box, or big-ish, well, only one big box game really. But yes, it's still nice, a nice little thing to have and to collect, as I've enjoyed playing them. What else do we have? Well, this is obviously the desk, but there's nothing really new here other than, because I had all these monitors from various guises, but it's the first time I decided to set it up like this, where it's sort of stacked and sideways as well. But yeah, it seems to work quite well. I'm not sure how much I use this vertical monitor, really. I usually tend to have like Discord or something up on there. And it's good for the chat, to be fair, if I do decide to do some streaming or whatever, but other than that, I don't really get a huge amount of usage out of it. These two do, definitely. It's always good to have a second monitor, just for like having OBS on or having YouTube up while I'm doing something on the main screen. So, in fact, actually, that's something I do need to mention. One of the things I've been working on, but I will probably do that when I am sat in front of my computer, because it's much easier to show rather than through a camera. So, yeah, just because. Up here is kind of a work in progress. I've not really fully decided how this is going to look, if it's going to be display or if it's just going to be storage. But you will notice I have got the most important one there, Final Fantasy IX, on the PS1, that I believe works. I haven't tested it and don't really need to either. Ignorance is bliss and all that. And then a few other games that I have, either some of the ones I got for free in the haul, or ones that I've curated myself. So we'll see. I'm not planning on having a huge collection, but I think a few of the games, particularly stuff that is either exclusive or like fits the platform, I will get. It's just really interesting though to see, because some of these obviously clearly, don't know if it picks up quite as well on camera, but clearly yellowed much worse than some of the other ones. But yeah, and it's also quite nice that you see, for example, like Kessen and 99 Nights have like interesting spines, although actually the Xbox 360 one seemed to have a lot more interesting spines than the others. Although, having said that, we do have Lord of the Rings Conquest and Final Fantasy 15 there that do also as well. But anyway, yes, giving you a sneak peek into where my small collection is up to at the moment. Can't see anything now. Yeah, but that's about it really, to be honest. I don't think there's anything really else to show. It's fairly It's a fairly nice space, gives me lots of versatility. Yeah, it's just nice to have a bit of separation as well. I do use, not like a huge amount, use my workbench, but I have done a fair amount of soldering at this, well, for me anyway, quite a lot of soldering. Fix the relay in my car, and fix two or three controllers as well. Took apart and disassembled quite a few Steam Decks, allies, that kind of thing as well, just to, you know, either add a new case on or change a hard drive or whatever. So yeah, it's just nice to be able to have that space with a clamp, with a light, get the magnifying glass on, because sometimes that's needed for some of these soldering jobs that are a bit more micro soldery than I would personally like, but still, it's all good fun. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I hope you enjoyed this particular video. I'm sure, or hopefully, it's more for me to look back at some point. I don't know where I should be. More for me to look back at some point and just see how I had things. So yeah, interesting to see how this will change in the future. I will make a video shortly on, shortly in relative terms, on one of the bigger projects that I'm working on for the channel, purely for the channel and for my own enjoyment. I suppose enjoyment might be a slight stretch. My own interest, that's it. And what it involves is currently around 500 video games and a kind of ranking of 500 video games. So yeah, we will see how that goes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.